Hello ladies and gentlemen of YouTube, my name is Mr. Emerald Man, and in today's video we're going to be taking a look at my custom painted Mr. Knight from the brand new Disney Plus series Moon Knight. I just finished watching the episode yesterday, and spoiler alert, in case you guys haven't seen the most recent episode of Moon Knight, Mr. Knight makes an appearance, and I thought it was really fantastic. I was actually just really blown away by the fact that he came on in the second episode. For whatever reason, I was expecting him to just come on like on the maybe half on the other half of the season, towards the end of the season. That's when I expected him to come on. So the fact that he made it on the second episode was actually really exciting for me because I was really looking forward to this character to show up. I do want to mention before we continue on with the showcase that I did want to make this Mr. Knight and Moon Knight showcase, having both of those characters on here. However, with the Moon Knight figure, I am trying a new method with that one, which is, I don't want to spoil it, but I am trying a new method and it didn't come out good the first time. I personally didn't like it. And I also am missing two pieces to that figure that once hopefully they get here soon, but once I get that, it should be kind of easy, sort of easy, hopefully. But yeah, so I am going to make that Moon Knight showcase hopefully next week or 2 weeks from now. I'm trying out as soon as possible. But yeah, anyways, let's just get on with this showcase. So taking a look at the head, basically what I did is I started off with a white vision head, and then I started using the eraser method, which, if in case you don't know what the eraser method is, it's basically where you just take an eraser and for a good long while, probably like dedicate half an hour of your day, you just start erasing the detail that you don't want on there. Um, I tried to erase as much of it. As you could see, the mouth is gone. Some of the side and back printing is gone. However, I just could not get rid of the lines around the eyes because for one, I thought it actually looked really good, and for another, it was actually getting really difficult for me, and I was afraid that at one point the eyes were just gonna come off. So I didn't want that. I kept that on. It's not the most accurate thing to the show. However, I personally do like that detail. And once I just erased everything, I decided to add the moon symbol at the top, and I thought that came out pretty good. It took me about 5, 6 attempts to get that on there because it was such a small detail. Then once I got the moon sign on there, I decided to add the line, and I tried to get it as thin as possible, and I think I did a pretty good job with that. Um, First time around when I made this head, I realized that I made it completely inaccurate because the line actually runs from the bottom of his head all the way towards the top, and I didn't know that, so I only made it from like the bottom of the head to around the moon crevice, and I didn't have that top line up there, so I realized I had to go back and do that again. And I'm glad I did because it just makes the figure look a little more accurate. Anyways, guys, let's move on to how I made the torso. And then moving on with the torso, basically the torso and the rest of the body for the matter is just the first order stormtrooper or one of those flame troopers that I personally didn't like. So I just got that, started using the eraser method again, trying to erase all the details that I didn't want on the figure. And once I managed to do that, I actually had a version 1 of this figure. I'll try and post an image on screen. It's also on my Instagram in case you want to take a closer look at it. But I did that. I thought it was accurate. Turns out it wasn't. Looking at some reference photos, I realized that it was completely inaccurate. And looking at the show yesterday, so I realized that I had to just scrape off that paint job and then redo it again. So this was a second version, obviously, and I personally feel like it has more detail than my first version, and I personally love it a lot more. But other than that, guys, I mean, this is really just a simple yet time-consuming figure. Didn't paint any more detail on the back. On the back, I kind of just tried to erase some of the detail, but decided to keep some of the black lines on there as I feel like it makes it look more like a tux. Um, I didn't add I didn't add any bottom detail like shoes or anything because I tried to, but it ended up looking sloppy and it didn't end up looking good. So I decided to just leave the figure as is, and I feel like it's just amazing. Also forgot to mention for the accessory, I gave him his kind of clubs slash sticks. He didn't really use them in the show. He kind of made an appearance. I also didn't realize that there were two of them. For whatever reason, I thought that there was only one, and it was more of a cane rather than fighting sticks. However, I only gave him one, and I only have one of these gray pieces. So uh, if I ever find another one, I'll give him the second one. However, I feel like he didn't really use them in the show, so it's not really that big of a priority for me to give him, you know, his fighting sticks. I don't know what they're called, but his sticks that he had in the show. But anyways, guys, that's gonna be it for today's review. I know it was a short one. However, I didn't have the second Moon Knight figure that I wanted. So again, that's gonna have to be a separate video. I really wanted to have it ready, so that way I could make the showcase, but there were some complications, and I would rather make that a separate video than shove it into this video and it turns out to be bad, and then I'm inevitably going to have to make another video for that specific figure. I'm rambling. Anyways, guys, I hope you liked this video. Definitely leave a like if you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you want to continue following my journey on making Lego minifigures. Hopefully this inspired you. If it did, let me know. I always like to know when I inspire people to make their own Lego customs. I'm not a professional by any means, but I do enjoy this hobby. So yeah, guys. Um, like I said, I'm rambling. Thank you all for watching. Peace.